Hello, welcome back to another video. I hope you are having a lovely day so far. In this video I am going to be explaining how I managed to lower my body fat, literally the one thing that has made it so much easier for me and sustainable, which is walking. Which honestly, if I have told myself even this a year ago, I would have just kind of thought, what is the point in walking? Like, it doesn't really burn that many calories compared to like higher intensity stuff such as HIIT, you know, sprinting, anything super high intensity cardio, which is completely true. You do not burn as much calories walking. However, walking is so much more easier and sustainable and really easy to just add into your lifestyle. So of course, the main reason why walking is effective for lowering your body fat is just because it burns calories and means you can create a calorie deficit, which is where you are burning more than you are consuming in order to lose weight. Now, calories for each person are completely different. This is like dependent on your gender, your genes, like your daily activity level. So you can never, it's not like a one size fits all by any means. Whilst we're on calories, like obviously you need to make sure you're in a calorie deficit. I've done that by calculating my macros and suiting that to myself. My main form of training is progressive resistance training. So what has really helped me to sort of lean out and all of that is progressive resistance training, having a good quality diet, so like making sure I've got all my whole foods in there, focusing on recovery and sleep, which is really important as well. But obviously the main thing overall is just making sure like whatever you add into your lifestyle is sustainable, because it's all fine and easy to just, you know, do something for like a week or something, but if it's just unrealistic, like it's just not going to be able to, it's not going to stick, the routine's not going to stick at all. Just at the beginning of lockdown I realised how stationary I was during the daytime. Like majority of the time I would literally just be sat at my laptop all day long, like editing, doing my emails, like doing all my work stuff, and I'd go to the gym in the morning, say, and that'd be it for the rest of the day. I'd take Penelope on a little bit of a walk, but because she was only like a tiny little puppy with the tiniest little legs, she couldn't go for like miles and miles on end. So I was literally averaging 4,000 max a day steps wise, and I am someone who absolutely loved being outdoor, but I think at that time I was just like really focused on my work, and I quickly realised, oh god, I really need to change this because I'm not getting like outside enough, that kind of thing. I'm not like a naturally lean person at all, and I remember last year I did my first like proper cut, and I was doing maybe 3 to 4 times a week like intense cardio. So I'd do like a HIIT circuit along with like my resistance training, that kind of thing. I'd go in the stepper and burn like 300 to 400 calories 3 times a week, but I didn't really find it that effective. But it kind of makes sense because I wasn't really properly tracking my calories or macros in the slightest, and it just was pretty unsuccessful, and I absolutely hated it. Like I hated going the stepper for like, oh god, I'd go on there like 30 to 40 to an hour sort of time frame, and absolutely hate it because it was just painful, and I'd always come off there absolutely shattered with zero energy. Like if I did it in the morning, I'd be so tired throughout the rest of the day. So for me and like my sort of lifestyle, I just didn't find that effective. So moving on to this year, when like lockdown kind of commenced and I realised that obviously we couldn't go out at all, so I thought, oh, I'll just go on like one walk a day, and I started using my Fitbit, which I got as a Christmas present, which is really useful. And I just did a little bit of research and thought, oh, I'll just try hitting, I think I started on like 5,000 steps, and I realised, oh, that was quite easy, and eventually upped it to 10,000, and the difference in my like overall mood, everything, like it was just so nice. And I started using that time as like me time, so I'd listen to like an audiobook, podcast, something like that. Any form of cardio is really effective for weight loss, like anything high intensity such as, you know, like jogging, HIIT, sprinting, stepper machine, absolutely amazing, and you can burn a lot more calories a lot quicker than walking. When I decided to do my cut, I was sort of like planning and programming for myself, that kind of thing, and I realised like when I did some research that you can burn around 90 calories like average per mile, which I thought was pretty good. And considering I absolutely love walking, and obviously as Penelope's grown up, she can go further, she's got so much fitter, I've got fitter, been able to see more. Like literally, if you've seen some of my vlogs recently, like I found places to go on a walk. I found a canal so close to my house that I did not even know existed. I bet you're probably the same, like if you've been walking more in like throughout the lockdown period and quarantine and stuff. And with walking, you can actually really intensify it. Like I'm quite a fast walker. Like when Mason and I go out walking together, he's got into it as well. I find that I'm always like quite a bit, I don't know, like I'm like a brisk walker, if you know what I'm saying. But you can intensify it, but obviously like going up hills, going faster, slower, you know, all of that, just whatever it is that gets your heart rate up a little bit more than a really slow, steady walk, and obviously saves time too. What's really interesting is that muscle really helps to preserve lean muscle mass, so it can be quite counterproductive. So say if you are trying to lower your body fat but you don't want to lose muscle, and then you go do an absolute ton, killing yourself doing cardio, and you're in too much of a calorie deficit to the point where you lose some of your muscle mass, that is really counterproductive, because muscle is more metabolically active than fat, which means your muscle helps you to burn more calories each day. Last year when I did my first cut that wasn't really successful, that was just because I just tried a technique that obviously didn't suit me or my lifestyle, which was like intense forms of cardio, which meant obviously I was burning more calories but I wasn't really enjoying it. And then because I was going so hard on that blooming stepping machine, I was literally killing myself on there. I'd get home, collapse on my bed, then just feel even more hungry because I've burnt so many calories, and end up going over on my calories because I wasn't really keeping track or anything. Obviously doing my weightlifting, resistance training, whilst progressive overloading, then doing some cardio on top 3 to 4 times a week or something like that. I was thinking, why am I not losing weight? Why do I not have abs that I'm, you know, working for? I've just found something that suits me a lot better, which is walking, and doesn't make me as like ravenous, obviously, because I'm not necessarily burning as many calories as I was doing the intense forms of cardio, but walking is not half as exhausting. I can maintain it. I sort of do other things whilst I'm walking. I'll do some like work calls, I'll listen to an audiobook, I'll ring friends or family, so I kind of feel like I'm not really doing it, and it's been so easy to sort of put into my routine. I actually found mainly in the evenings has suited me the most, really, because I've managed to get my gym session in the morning, got some work done during the daytime, and then I'll just go out in an evening. It's so relaxing. I'll usually take Penelope with me and listen to a book or whatever, just super therapeutic. My steps at the moment are, I always aim for 10,000 6 days a week, and that takes me about an hour each day. You can do it quicker if you walk a bit faster, anything like that. I like mixing up my routes as well. Yeah, that is just something to implement. Obviously you could also do like walking on a treadmill if that's more accessible to you, or if you've got a treadmill in your house, anything like that. I quite like just getting outdoors, that's my favourite way. And just the other thing to mention, if you are like incorporating it, I'd really just advise to say get a fitness tracker like an Apple Watch. This is a Fitbit Charge 3, I'll leave it linked down below. They're not 100% accurate, like don't take it as 100%, none of these trackers are, but just use it as a bit of a guide and you'll get like a rough idea. So the next thing to mention, which might be really helpful if you're someone who feel like, oh god, like I literally couldn't find an hour in the day. So if you're super busy, or if you feel like it's just too much alongside going to the gym. Now this is something called your NEAT, so that's your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That's what that stands for. God, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Which is literally just the calories you burn like throughout the day, like outside of the gym. Stuff like just cleaning the house, like me walking upstairs now to get a coffee, that build your overall calories that you burn in the day, because obviously everything takes energy. Walking upstairs to get a cup of tea takes energy, not that much, but you get the picture. So yeah, this is where you can really increase your steps. So for example, some days if I don't want to, say if it's raining or like I really don't want to go on a walk, I will clean my whole house and get my steps up that way. Like you'll be really surprised like how easily buildable it is, like just doing stuff like that, especially if you do it on like, give yourself a little time constraint, that kind of thing. But overall, I'm not saying by any means like there's one specific way of cardio. It's not like a one size fits all, but for me this is the approach that's just helped me on my journey and helped me to lower my body fat without killing myself doing really intense cardio. I still love doing like HIIT training, that kind of thing. I've just found this the most effective specifically for my cut and most sustainable, enjoyable and therapeutic actually, of all things. So yeah, I just wanted to keep this one quite sweet, and I really hope this is helpful. Definitely one of the most like frequently asked questions I get about my recent cutting phase that I've done. So let me know if there's anything else you want me to cover or anything you find useful, and I will definitely get that filmed for you. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I would love it if you would stick around and subscribe to my channel, and make sure you have liked this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.